Hello there, fellas and ladies. Welcome back to Goodfellas Garage. Today I'm going to show you around this $372,000 Rolls-Royce Wraith. This car belongs to the usual suspects, the friends of ours at Prime One Motorsports, a place where all the cool cars seem to gather. I will link all their information down below, so check them out when you get a chance. The name Wraith is not something that is brand new to the Rolls-Royce brand. The original Wraith was manufactured in 1938 and 1939 as a rolling chassis that was later sent to the coach builders to build the bodies. Now, the new generation Wraith was introduced in 2013, and it is based on a entry-level Rolls-Royce Ghost. The Ghost starts at about $300,000 and Wraith starts at about $325,000. Of course, you have to keep in mind there's nothing entry-level about a $300,000 car. We're talking about entry-level for Rolls-Royce. Under the hood, you will find BMW's 6.6-liter twin-turbo V12 that is producing 626 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. Now, the styling of the Wraith has been controversial. There are some people who hate it. There are some people who like it. I personally think that the car looks really good. I like the old school look of the exterior. To me, it has that nautical feel. The car looks almost like one of those vintage speedboats. This particular Wraith has a sticker price of $372,200, and it's a very well optioned car. Let's go inside and look at some of these options and how much they cost. Well, fellas, I have in my hand a list of options that this car has, and I'm going to go over some of the most notable ones. We'll start with the exterior. This car is finished in Madeira Red over English White, and that option cost $9,600, which I actually think is not that unreasonable for a two-tone paint job. Then we have what Rolls-Royce calls a twin coach line, which is basically the pinstriping on the outside, hand-painted pinstriping, and that option cost $1,550. That's right, $1,500 for pinstriping. 21-inch 7-spoke fully polished wheels, $8,575. Body-colored wheel center caps, $1,050, and I think that's probably one of the most reasonable options. I would think that the center caps that are painted the body color would be the most expensive option, and it's not. I can only imagine what it would cost to replace them, but if you wanted that option, it was only $1,000. Then we have bespoke interior. This car has some custom touches to the interior. That was $5,000. We have front ventilated seats. That's right, fellas. The cooled seats in this car are an option. The heated seats are standard, but cooled seats are an option that cost $2,725. Monogram to all headrests. The stitching, the RR stitching on the headrests, that costs $1,200. Contrast stitching in red, $4,200. We have the piping in red, that's $1,200. We have colored steering wheel, that's also an option, and that was $1,550. And by far, the most expensive option on this car is the Starlight headliner. It is $15,000. 15 grand for a headliner. And just to put this in perspective for you fellas, a few months ago I sold a beautiful Grand Marquis with low mileage for $5,800. You can buy 3 Grand Marquis for the price of this headliner. But hey, at least Rolls-Royce included some umbrellas for free for $372,000. The only way I can describe this driving experience is, think about this Rolls-Royce as if it was a device that bends space and time. That's the only way I can put it. This is a space-time continuum disruptor. I mean, the ride is so smooth. I mean, this car just wafts along. And the problem with this car is that if you get a chance to drive it for a couple of days like I did, and even if you get a chance to, ride in as a passenger, my advice, don't do it, because this car ruins every other car experience for you. You would not want to go and drive any other car after this one. I guarantee you that. I'm gonna have a very hard time getting this car out of my head. This is how beautiful it rides. It feels like I'm in an airplane. It really, really does. I mean, it's very quiet in here. It's very isolated. You don't hear an engine at all. You cannot hear the engine at all. You can feel it. You can feel all that power when you get into it, but you can't hear it at all. It is absolutely mind-boggling, the driving experience in this car. And that's what this is. It's an experience. And I absolutely love this interior. I mean, look at the colors, look at the patterns, look at the stitching. And what I really like about Rolls-Royce is that they know their clientele. They know who they're selling to. And everything in here is simple. The infotainment system is borrowed from a BMW, nothing unusual here. You know, Rolls-Royce is owned by BMW, but it's an easy system to use. It's simple. The gauge cluster is absolutely gorgeous. You know, actual gauges, not a screen, thank God. And very, very minor information displayed. There's no like overload. You know, you have a speedometer, you have your fuel gauge, you know, your temperature gauge, and to the left, you don't even have a tach. You have power reserve. That's what you get in a Rolls-Royce, a power reserve. Very minimal information. It's very easy to read. Absolutely beautiful. I really like the fact that you can cover the infotainment system screen. There's a unlabeled chrome button that you press here, and a beautiful wood panel comes down, makes the dash look very smooth. I'm one of those guys who doesn't like infotainment systems in any car, and I really, really like that. Newer Bentleys started doing that. Also, with the 2019 model year, they have a screen that flips around. It basically reminiscent of the old Arnage models. I also like the fact that this car doesn't have paddle shifters. Who needs paddle shifters in a car like this? However, I am very pleasantly surprised that the steering is absolutely amazing in this car. The faster you go, the stiffer it gets. It is very confidence inspiring. And what's most shocking about this car is the fact that it is very, very composed. It handles wonderfully on the highway. I mean, I took some ramps at speeds that I probably shouldn't have, and I was blown away how stable this car is. You would not expect it when you get into this car because the sheer size and the mass. I mean, it's a boat, but it handles very, very well. There are a couple of minor things that I don't like about this car, and one of them is the shifter. It is very flimsy. It's thin. It's kind of plasticky. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. I don't understand, you know, why Rolls-Royce couldn't put something more substantial in a car with a sticker price of $372,000. The other thing that's strange to me, and I drove this car at night, and the buttons that close the door and open the trunk are not illuminated, which is very strange. I don't know why, but at night, if you this is the first time you're getting into the car and you don't know where they are, you can't see them. The other thing that's really mind-boggling here is the rear view mirror. We had a 2010 BMW 335i, and this is the exact same mirror that's in that car. I don't understand why Rolls-Royce couldn't redesign the mirror or put something a little fancy in here, but that's just the way it is. Well, fellas, that's it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this quick video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. Thanks. Bye.